I'm Charlie Baddour from Westlake. And as you can see, I'm giving closing remarks. However, when I was first asked by Bobby to speak to everybody, I hesitated because I'm not the strongest public speaker. But then I realized I wouldn't be speaking to a random group of people. I would be speaking to my OJCL family. Because when it comes down to it, the OJCL is really another family, and one composed of Slendermen, silver-clad zombies, and Thor. More than the ancient civilizations of Greece and Rome, we have acquainted ourselves with each other. And in this acquaintance, brotherhood was fostered, and courage was found. Teleque animes praestantior amri, and his courage was better than every weapon. This phrase was written by Ovid about Cadmus. As Cadmus went to chase a cow with the intent of creating a city, his men went to find water, and his men promptly got lost. So naturally, Cadmus goes in search for them. After describing the armor of Cadmus, Ovid disregards the man's material objects with the statement we have all grown to love this weekend, and his courage was better than every weapon. After Cadmus finds his men have been killed at the hands of the serpent of Mars, Cadmus kills the serpent. This small story holds many great messages beyond the idea of founding cities on ancient animals. The first lesson exhibited by this passage is the idea of loyalty to friends. Cadmus held his crew in high regard, just as I feel towards the OJCL. He was loyal enough to temporarily abandon his city to find his friend. And while I have no city to abandon, if everyone here suddenly disappeared, I would make it my mission to find every single one of you. And I hope that many of you feel the same.
Aww, Charlie!
The second and more important point that this story makes is the significance of courage. More than Cadmus' strength, intelligence, or weapons, Ovid makes a point to mention his courage. Why? Well, like Mia's dad, Prince Rinaldi, from the Princess Diaries said, courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Sure, Cadmus was terrified of what may happen, but he pressed forward and confronted the serpent of Mars, for he knows that seeking vengeance on behalf of his friends is far more important than the fear he felt. And that's why I believe that this quote is so excellent. Many people neglect the idea of courage, but if it were not for courage, where would we be? Courage is something that is heavily underestimated. People think that the strongest will prevail, that the smartest will prevail, that the best equipped will prevail. And while it doesn't hurt to be strong, smart, and well-prepared, all of those traits are wasted without courage. If you don't harness the courage within you, you may never accomplish what you want. Many of you have heard shoot from the stars from parents and teachers, more times than you'd like. But maybe we really don't hear it enough. How many times have you heard someone say, if only I had the courage to do this? Many of us seem to lack this basic necessity, this drive to succeed. For those who lack that courage, I say learn what is more important than fear. Disregard your shortcomings. Hold yourself in a high regard. Because everyone here deserves to have what they want. But it's important to realize that life will not hand you what you want. So go. Go and take what you want. Embrace who you are. Don't live in fear. Go and make new friends. Make a speech to a ton of people like me. Leave your comfort zone, but don't live in fear. I doubt many of you will look back 20 years from now and think about this speech. But I hope that many of you take this to heart now. Do not doubt yourself, and have the courage to do what others can't. And remember, even if you don't think you can do something, the OJCL is always behind you 100%. Never forget that. Thank you.